What's going on, YouTube? My name is FG3000. I'm back in the place to be, and welcome to 7 Mortal Sins X-TASY. This is a brand new hero collective, but you know what? Let's just be real, alright? Let's just cut to the chase. There is one main reason why you'd be playing a game like this, maybe even two, you know what I'm talking about? But, well, actually, there's not a lot of those in this game. But, believe it or not, this game's artwork is fantastic for a different reason. Allow me to show you. Now, today's video is brought to you by one of the most popular open world mobile games, Dragon Raja. On April the 28th, Dragon Raja will be welcoming their newest class to the game, the Floromancer. This is a crazy unique class for Dragon Raja because the Floromancer is an assassin assist type. So with this brand new class added to the game, it's a fantastic time to return to Dragon Raja or to start playing for the very first time. New and returning players can expect a generous amount of rewards, including a large amount of experience, gold, orange quality equipment, limited outfits, gym coupons, all kinds of stuff, all wrapped up in a game that's attracted over 40 million registered users. So return or start your journey here in Dragon Raja, customize your dream character, build a house, even kill a monster too. Dragon Raja. Now, you'd be totally forgiven if you assume 7 Mortal Sins X-TASY was all about the booba and nothing else. Like, I totally get it. It's hard to deny, right? But if you look a little further beyond the obvious, the art team has completely outdone themselves on some of the just crazy, unique, out-of-this-world designs that some of these characters have, right? So take a look at this character, right? Pretty typical, right? It's just like, wow, booba, right? However, look at her combat model. Like, she uses her hair as a form of locomotion. You can kind of barely see it, but her hair has like little feet down here. So she walks around on her little scorpion tail style hair. Like, dude, I really like that art design. Next character I want you to take a look at is Sloth, right? Pretty typical H-game style live 2D, which you may or may not have seen before, but take a look at her combat model once again. Dude, are you looking at what I'm looking at? Her tail has a flail. She has a tail flail and she boxes people. Look at this. Look at her go, nunchuck style. Like, dude, the combat models in this game are fantastic. And how about one more for Susan? You know what I'm talking about? Draco, right? Draco is riding a disembodied shark head. So this is the reason why you'd play the game. Once again, I think it's kind of a disservice if this game is just boiled down to like H-style aesthetics, right? Like, I get it. That's on full display. I know. But the combat models, the art style, just the uniqueness of all of the characters would be the #1 reason why you'd play a game like this. You gotta be one of those types of gacha game players that can play a game just off of the aesthetic and the art alone, kind of like Exo's Heroes, you know what I'm talking about? Which is a perfect segue. Wait, is it a perfect segue if I set it up myself? Whatever. So Exo's Heroes, right? One of the biggest letdowns of Exo's Heroes is that the art team absolutely knocked it out of the park, but they were ultimately let down by the game side of the game. You know what I'm talking about? So here's the different gameplay modes that are currently in the game. You have main story, and then you have Kazuna quests, which are basically character side stories, right? So main story, side story, limited events. There is an event in the game right now, but let's wait until there's actually a full-blown event. I really don't count what's in the game right now as an actual event. And then you have daily dungeons. That's pretty much it. So most of your minute-to-minute gameplay here in 7 Mortal Sins is gonna boil down to you running daily resource grinds, whether it's farming for EXP, evolution materials, transcendent materials, gold materials, star shards. That's really what you're gonna be doing every single day. Now, I know it could absolutely be argued that pretty much every single gacha game is just different types of daily resource grinds disguised, right? Yes, I 100% agree with you. The problem here is that 7 Mortal Sins doesn't even try to disguise it. All of the gameplay modes feel exactly the same. So much so that every single piece of gameplay that I've showed in this video thus far has been strategically edited to show you every single gameplay mode. And you couldn't tell the difference. It all looks the same, unfortunately. And to kind of drive my point home even further, let's take a look at the guild daily raid, right? In most games, the daily raid when it comes to guilds has you fighting these monstrous, oversized dragons and golems. What do you think you fight here in 7 Mortal Sins? By the way, shout out to the Ooh Ooh gang. Gang, gang, gang. Yep, just another waifu, and I find that really unfortunate. Almost every game, when it comes to like guild raids, the game takes an opportunity to like, once again, show you these really oversized, monstrous foes that you can battle against. But here, considering how amazing the artwork was, they really dropped the ball and decided, you know what? Just throw another hero in the mix. Let them fight more heroes. which, like I said, I just find really disappointing. But with all that being said, 7 Mortal Sins is quite the competent JRPG turn-based combat system, so you can expect buffs, debuffs, heals, all the things you expect from a turn-based game, including content that you're gonna do much better if you manual, and of course, if you overpower the content, you can also turn this bad boy on autoplay as well. Dude, look at my guildies dropping the ball. We about to have some more guild spots open. So far we talked about how much I love the character design in this game. We talked about what your daily flow, your minute-to-minute gameplay is going to look like. We haven't really talked about the UI too much. This is something that you're gonna see as soon as you log in, obviously. I'm here to tell you the more you play the game, the more the UI makes sense and it just flows, right? It looks messy and it looks over convoluted, but I assure you, beyond the first couple of days, you're not even gonna notice it and the UI just works. And then the last 2 gameplay modes before we jump into Summon, starting off with Railway to Hell. So Railway to Hell is sorta interesting. Once again, it looks and feels like all the other gameplay content in the game, but here the game gives you certain types of arbitrary clear requirements, which I don't love to see, but it's okay here. So clear the stage, make sure that no one dies, make sure that you're slowed less than 4 times. This is kind of hard to accomplish, and make sure that you bring at least 2 strength characters, and that's how that boils down. This is gonna kind of reward you for having a more fleshed out roster and kind of make you think outside the box to avoid these debuffs. Make sure that you're bringing the right types of element type characters, and if you can manage all that, you can get some really high tier rewards, and this basically replaces the typical tried and true endless tower modes that you see in other games. And of course, what not safe for work H-style hero collector would be complete without some PvP to get the whales whaling. So you got standard PvP, which is team versus team, and then later on you can unlock 3 team versus 3 team PvP combat. And as I just mentioned, when it comes to pretty much every single not safe for work game I've ever played, dang FG, what you doing? Don't worry about that. Most of the PvP boils down to who can whale the hardest, but luckily here in 7 Mortal Sins, you can avoid most of the embarrassment and the headache when it comes to PvP. Just click quick match, find someone you think you can defeat, click the button, click attack, and then just let the game decide whether you win and lose. That way you can just kind of burn out your tickets and get back to collecting. Now, speaking of collecting, one of the best parts of 7 Mortal Sins is that every single day that you log in, you get a free single pull on every single banner, right? So that's 1 free single there, 2, 3, 4, 5 free single pulls every single day that you log in. So I can definitely get down on 5 free single pulls every single day. Give me something to wake up to, you know what I'm talking about? You know what I'm talking about? You know what I'm talking about? So let's go ahead and do some summons here. We're gonna burn out as much currency as I possibly can, starting off with some of the free currency here. Give you guys a full summon animation. Once again, man, when it comes to these risque games, the summon animations are really not that special, I gotta say. Let's go rapid fire from this point out. Dude, I might get in trouble for one of these summons. Some of these summons are a little bit more risque than usual. Some of these banners here that you get free summons on are called soul mirrors, and unfortunately in this video, I really can't show you what a fully unlocked soul mirror is, but you can use your imagination, my friends. It gives you additional stats, and it gives you some additional stats. All right, so now we got all of our daily free summons out of the way. Let's go ahead and jump on in to the Awaker summon banner. So this has a guaranteed built-in pity here. So if you summon on this banner 130 times, eventually you'll get a ticket here, which will allow you to select any of these waifus that you see here. But these are not all the waifus that are currently in the game. I'll explain more of that here in a second. But let's rapid fire these multi-pulls here and see if we get anyone brand new. We got a here is a brand new character. Dude, I like this character. So the character here is Charles. It's the kid riding the waifu. But the waifu does all of the attacking. Really awesome design. So interrupting our summon session, but I definitely wanted to show you this one, right? So there's Charles, and he's riding a waifu. I told you, dude. The art style and the creativity in some of these characters is just some of the best that I've seen in gacha games. All right, another 10 pull. Let's go. Rapid fire, skip. Do we get lucky again? We do not. And then like I mentioned before, the Awaker summoning banner does not contain all the waifus in the game. If you want some of the higher tier waifus, you gotta go over to some of these other summoning banners, including the Grand Sins pickup and the Prime pickup. These 2 banners right here are where I'm gonna recommend if you wanna burn out all of your diamonds. I'm gonna be going for the Prime Descend banner because I want to get a couple of copies of Lucifer, but that sounds a little greedy, but let's see what we can get here. So far, nothing but a bunch of dupes. This banner here also has its own built-in pity. I think if you do like 12 multi-pulls, you can go into the shop and buy a character flat out. Dude, we're not gonna get lucky here, unfortunately. Any Lucifer to be spotted? Rip. So unfortunately, I got a little bamboozled on the summoning session, but let me kind of walk you through the upgrade process here in 7 Mortal Sins. Once again, the UI looks a little crazy, but I assure you, the more you play the game, it's like really straightforward. So upgrade is gonna house all of your upgrading. You have training, which basically allows you to use these trainers to upgrade the level of your waifu. So next up, you have rank ups, which allow you to increase the max level of your waifu. This uses evolution gems, but this is a universal currency across all your characters. So there's not any type of element specific type of evolution gems. All evolution gems in this game are created equal. Next up, you have transcending, which allows you to push up your max level even further, and this gives you something to do with all of those 3-star fodder units that you get out of the banners. Now, as far as dupes go, right, they're pretty important here in 7 Mortal Sins. You can see right here, if you don't have at least one dupe, one of your skills is just completely locked off. So for the most part, if you're thinking about adding a character to your roster, you definitely want to have at least one dupe to have that skill unlocked. But obviously the more dupes, the better, because as you can see, the more dupes you have, the more skills that are unlocked. And with dupes being such a massive source of your character's power, luckily the game does have these books here that can replace a dupe. But at the end of the day, my friends, this is a not safe for work H-style game. These games live and die by the amount of dupes you have. And of course, what gacha game would be complete without an extra level of RNG goodness in the form of a rune system? As you can see here, all the runes face a specific direction. You gotta find the specific rune you're looking for, which are then broken up over various 4-piece and 2-piece sets. So I can go for Nightshade, which is a 4-piece speed set, and combine that with Hawkeye, which is a 2-piece crit set. And then lastly, an upgrade system called Soul Mirrors, which is a secret, unless you got that secret APK, you know what I'm talking about? You can get these Soul Mirrors from their dedicated gacha. These give you even more stats. So once again, dude, these games are whale's paradise. So that will do it. Once again, my name is FG3000. That was a look at 7 Mortal Sins X-TASY for myself. You know what? I'm gonna continue playing the game secretly in the background because I just like the character design. Like, the character design is just so unique, and that's what I look for in gacha games. Give me something that I can't see somewhere else. And let me tell you, I've seen the future. I have seen the dozens and dozens of future characters that are gonna be added to this game, so I'm very much looking forward to seeing this game get upgraded and new characters to be added in the future. So that will do it. I'm out, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Woo, finally that video's done, so I can uninstall that bad boy and get me that sexy APK. Wait, is that Michael?